know why?
But sometimes your best friend doesn't necessarily have to be a person. Sometimes your best friend can be an inanimate object.
I like at the end of that when she goes, Good morning, welcome to 24 on 24. I'm your host, Jess Machado. Listen, there's no other better morning show. That's it. I don't know what else to tell you. Chat GPT says it. Your mom says it. It's the best show that there ever was in the morning. Speaking of morning, I just got up. Georgia's sick. She's been sick since yesterday afternoon. Apparently, everybody at Bristol Aggie is sick, and Georgia caught something. I picked her up from school yesterday. This is why my voice sounds a little weird. I'm literally in bed. Welcome to my morning bed edition. Georgia texted me yesterday around 11:30, and she's like, I really don't feel good. And I think my response was like, suck it up. And she was like, no, Mom, I don't feel good. I was like, what don't you feel good? And yesterday was hot, and she's like, I'm outside and I'm shivering. I was like, oh, okay, let me come and get you. So I went and picked her up and brought her home. And I said, go upstairs, change, come down. I'll give you some Tylenol and we'll take your temperature. She didn't have a temp. It was like 98.7, but she looked terrible. Like, I don't know. And I tried everything to like see if she wanted to eat. Nothing. She came down. She was upset because she was working. So Sonic added like an extra shift for her per week because she like is doing so great and she's not training anymore. So she usually works on the weekends. She works Friday night and Sunday night, and then they gave her Thursday nights. But they added a Tuesday shift, and she was very happy. She wants the money. She wants to start now because in the summer that'll be great, 4 shifts a week plus the school. But it was her first shift on the Tuesday, I think, and she was so upset that she had to call out sick. So I got to be honest with you, like, I get it. She's 16. She calls and she's like, my mom just picked me up from school. I'm not feeling well. And they're like, you need to find coverage. And she's like, okay. So she calls me and she's crying and she's like, Mom, how do I find coverage? I don't know anybody. Like, I said, okay. And she's like so sick. She can't keep her head up. She's like leaning over on the kitchen table. And I was like, I don't know. I guess like in real life, it's like you got to figure it out. But like at the same time, my kids don't call out of work, like unless they're sick, so like they're not going to party. You know what I mean? She's not, it's like fucking 12:30 in the afternoon. Like I got her out of school. And so they like put the pressure on her to find somebody to cover her shift. And she's crying and she's like, I got to go into work. And I was like, you're not going to work. You're sick. But open up your app and message people on the app, I guess. And like, I don't know, just put it out there. And so I guess she had 2 girls that had asked her to cover a shift through the app, the scheduling app. So she sent them messages. Neither one of them responded. But the poor kid was like, when do I call them back? How soon should I call them back? I was like, your shift is at 4:00. Call them like at 3 and say, I'm not getting anywhere. But she was so stressed about it. And she's like, nice fit. So what are you going to do? About that? What's your schedule for today? Where? Okay. Okay. Bye. Love you. Have a good day. Sweetles is upset because a crazy technical thing that happened last semester, which he identified was going to be problematic, is problematic today. When they made his schedule, they I don't know what happened. Something about a math class. Okay. They put him in the wrong math class last semester. They put him in a basic math class, but he didn't need to take that math class. And I don't know how it happened, but he basically was like, no, I should be in the higher class. And they were like, it's not that big of a deal. Right. And then when he met with his counselor, the new counselor was like, oh, you should take the math class that you should have been taking. You should take it this summer. I feel like it's a scam, to get him to pay for another class. And he knew it wasn't the right class. And they told him to take it. He took it. And now, he needs to take the other class. So, for whatever reason, that is preventing him from picking out his classes for the fall today. He's looking like he is an incoming freshman or whatever because of this one math class. I don't know what it is or how it's happening. But today is when next year sophomores are supposed to pick a class. He can't pick the class because it's showing him as needing this math class and he's pissed. So Sweetles did what Sweetles does and he wrote an email this morning. I could hear him. It was like, what's going on in there? Why are you typing? And he's like, I'm just so pissed. I knew it was going to be a problem. And so he's afraid that he can't pick his classes today. And by the time he is eligible to pick, the classes that he wants are going to be taken and filled. So he sent the email before he left the house and now he's going to drive to school and he's going to go and fucking tell people to fix their shit. So anyway, I just felt so bad for Georgia because the poor kid is sick, but now she's just worried about her part-time job at Sonic, where they're basically putting it on her to go and find somebody to cover a shift. And I was like, okay, tell them you made the effort, and that's it by 3:00. So at 3:00, she called them and she's like, I went into the app, I posted that the shift was available, and I messaged 2 people and nobody got back to me. And they said, okay. So I knew she wasn't going to go to school today because I checked on her last night when I finally went to bed and she was no better. She made me make her a grilled cheese last night late. And anyway, she's still sick. So I'm still in bed. I very rarely get to sleep past, well, and somebody else let the dogs out. Hold on. All right. A bestie just sent me a message and I'm reading it. He did email his advisor. I agree they can do an override. I don't get involved because, again, they need to figure these things out themselves. And I remember Julia going through a ton of this crap at UConn, and it's kind of where you find your voice. You know what I mean? Although Jack's been doing that because he works at Chili's and it's drama. Good morning, Quincy. Good morning, Reagan. You guys are just being lazy bones? You already went out with Daddy? Good morning. Good morning. You're so cute. This feels a little disjointed and weird that I'm just getting out of bed, but I didn't want to let it go late and people start texting me and wondering where I am. So you can all just hang here. I'm going to change and we'll go in the car and try to wake up. Is that okay? We have a couple things we can talk about. Let me check the chat. Actually, I'll just let the chat make determinations on how this goes. What do you want to talk about? Should I just get back into bed? Should I get back into bed? I never do that. Not getting back into bed. We're not getting back into bed. let's talk about, I'm getting back into bed and I'm gonna read the chat. Let's get cozy. Let's get back into bed. Okay, talk to me. Let's see what's going on. Sunny. Is it warm? What's going on out there? Okay. Let's start over. Welcome to 2824 Bedtime Edition. What's happening? Rainy day in Toronto. Good morning. It's 64 out. That's going to make me get out of bed. Do you have a progress update on Aiden's closing affidavit? I do, Lauren. I worked with Bestie yesterday to help him write it. And I read his closing, or at least a draft version of it. This isn't something I can talk about low energy. I feel like I want to get up. So my take on it is, now I'm like, all right, let's set up. So I maintained, I think it was like on the way home from court and then yesterday, like, so let's do this together. Let's do this together. Hold on. I'm still here. Hold on. All right. Coercive control can be summed up by taking into account the 3 C's: context, behavior, and consequences. It's not just a matter of psychological, economic, or physical violence. By taking the context into account, we also include the way in which the woman is deprived of resources, or the man. Why is it so hard to prove coercive control? Coercive control may happen gradually in a relationship. The perpetrator may not exercise this control every day. This can make it difficult to recognize the signs in your own relationship or in somebody else's. I don't know, like, how much, like, listen, a lot of people are talking about this. There's the chapter going, so it's not like anything we say here can make a better case for her. Like, but listen, when you sit down and you have a conversation and you say, if, and by the way, coercive control is what they are suggesting is happening with Aiden to her, like that she is being controlled. This coercive control is the foundation of what she's saying she needs the order for. I maintain there is complete freedom on the side of Meredith O'Neill. Meredith O'Neill has been able to do every single solitary thing she did before she met Carney, during her relationship with Carney, and after Carney. I also make the argument that she has been able to thrive post breakup. Okay. That her life is better than when she didn't know Carney. That things have improved. For example, she was able to build a platform with 14,000 followers, which is very significant. Okay. That means she has influence over a large group of people. She didn't have that before. He never stopped her from doing that. The opposite. He encouraged it. He tagged her. His platform allowed her to build her platform. 2, she started a YouTube channel. He didn't stop her from doing that. She didn't do that because she had to. She didn't do that to counterpoint him. She did that because she wanted to. You and I, we all watched those videos. She wanted to be there. She took extra steps to make herself look pretty to be there. She produced the content. She had guests. She controlled what she said. She wrote down an agenda. She did a bunny after dark, so to speak. Like she did what she wanted. She didn't do that because he forced her or he was controlling her to do that. She did that on her own free will. She wanted to establish her voice. She wanted to say what she wanted to say. She wanted to talk about me. She wanted to talk about Jimmy. She wanted to talk about people. Nobody liked it, and he made fun of it, and we all laughed at it, but she had the freedom to do that. She had the freedom to monetize. She made money off of it. She did the exact same thing that he did. So when you start like laying out, and I'm not talking about just that, Meredith could go wherever she wanted to. Meredith talked about how she went and had a new boyfriend. She posted pictures of where she was and the drink she was having. She went out with her friends, that she doesn't have them anymore because of herself, but she, post breakup, even during his valid truth journey, had the freedom and the ability to do whatever she wanted when she wanted. There was no control. On his side, very different. Very different. He couldn't go where he wanted because when she had his location, he would get messages from someone, burner account. How is it over at McDonald's on 5th Street? Like they knew. She knew where he was. Only one person knew where he was, her. That meant he couldn't go out. He was scared. He was worried. He was being followed. This is back when like he was starting to talk to Lindsay again to get Lindsay on board with like that whole case. Like they knew that he met Lindsay. Like he couldn't do what he wanted. He couldn't go where he wanted to because he was afraid he was being watched. He couldn't message or talk or do whatever because she was in his phone. He couldn't go on and move on with his life because anytime he tried to, she knew where he was and she was in his inbox. She was going into his Facebook and unliking comments or likes that he put on photos and like unfriending people and like think about it. You know what I mean? Like, and then you add broils to it with these like he couldn't even properly defend himself on criminal charges because she was threatening to release audio of Mark Betterow and Mark Betterow was like, I'm fucking ready to tap out. Like she almost completely controlled his defense. Like, who's this? Wasn't Kayla the one you wrote an article about having an affair with the sheriff in your town? Okay, let's break this down. USA rocks. Okay, go ahead and elaborate. Is this to me or is this to someone else? I'm just curious. Did I miss some comments from this person? I'm done ripping on her. I've had enough. What does that mean? I didn't see this comment. I'm confused. Wasn't Kayla the one you wrote an article about? I didn't even see this person either. Good morning, Heidi. Okay, USA rocks. Hurry up and finish this statement. Is this to me? What's this about? This seems confusing. Did you not hear the flow of how things were going and now you want to drop comments here? Okay, listen, is this Kayla Churchill? I didn't write an article about her. Was she having an affair with the sheriff in my town? No, she was not. Not to my knowledge. We don't have a sheriff in my town. We have a Bristol County sheriff. And even if it were Kayla Churchill you're talking about, the sheriff in our town is a raging lib and Kayla's a crazy far-right Republican and she would never. This is so weird. Anyway, USA Rocks, I was giving you an opportunity to like follow up on this, but it's taking you too long and now I'm bored. So I'm going to get rid of you. Oh, this is like poor nurse Kim last night. I texted Kimberly last night. Okay. Okay. Hold on. How did this happen? I can't do 24 and 24 being in bed. It's like, I can't do this. I have to get up. I don't even like my voice. I sound crazy. I'm going to make a quick agenda and then I'm getting up. Nurse Kim, StreamYard introduction class. We'll finish talking about Aiden, Meredith, and oh, hold on. Oh, good. Wait, USA Rocks. If dumb Meredith wants to be a witness for Mick Albert's Let Her, then he can subpoena Twitter, Google, YouTube, her job at that bank, and get expert to literally prove the digital fragments, and then get. Okay, you seem like an ally. I'm going to leave you here. I will. Let me just tell you, I'm going to get up. I have to make my voice less scratchy. Let's go see. Quincy, did you kick Reagan out of that bed? He's older than you, and he deserves to be on the big bed. Quincy, did you kick Reagan out of his bed? You did. Yes, you're a sweet boy. I know, but you can't kick him out. This is his bed. No. Okay. All right. Let me find. I wish I could just wear my pajamas out. It's not warm enough yet, but let's do. It's warm, you said? Hold on. Talk to yourselves. Oh, you're a sweet potato. No, do you want an extra time outside? Sir. Sir? 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 Is that the spot? Is that the spot you love? You're so famous. You're so famous. Let me get this. Are you the best? What? You want more rubs? You want the rubs? You're so special. You are so special. Okay. Essentially, we can't function until we get coffee. Okay, I'm wearing shorts. I don't care. Hold on. Okay. Sorry, you just heard me blow my nose. Like, let's check on Georgia. Georgina. Hi. How are you doing? I'm going to go and grab a coffee and do my 24 and 24. Would you like something? Yes. Anything to eat? No? Anything to eat? All right. I'll be back like shortly. Okay. All right. All right, Quincy. Oh, hi, Regan. All right. Things are a little chaotic here. Hold on. This is not how things go. All right, let's go. Okay, go. This is essentially like the pregame to 24 and 24. It's like stuff you don't really need to hear, but like, here we are. All right, gentlemen, let's get outside. That's an indoor toy, Quincy. Leave it indoors. Indoor. Good boy. Oh, wait, it's nice out. Let's do a sun salutation first. Hold on. All right. I'm going to let the dog stay out. Let's talk for a little bit. Okay. Let's start with that, Bunny After Dark. Aiden is doing his show tonight. I have been thinking, and I would like to test out doing Bunny After Dark on Fridays. I had a conversation with Jeffrey yesterday about this. And so I've only ever done Bunny After Dark on a Wednesday. That includes the very first Bunny After Dark show back in 2011. It includes the revamped version in 2015. It includes the COVID version that we did. It's always been on a Wednesday. And I guess it just seemed right. And it has nothing to do with Aiden doing his show on Wednesday. I don't want to share time. But with that being said, last Friday made sense. I liked it. And it fits with my schedule at home. Now, someone had just texted me and said, I don't think you should switch it to Fridays. And I'm hearing that. What I'd like to do, because we really don't have a choice this week anyway, because Aiden's going to go live tonight, why don't we do it on Friday? And then we have 2 back-to-back weeks of Friday Bunny After Dark. And I can look at numbers and traffic and all the analytics from that, right? And see if it works. I will tell you, the majority of the feedback I got to moving it on Fridays is in the positive. People have said it kind of feels like Bunny After Dark should always have been on Fridays. You know what I mean? So Christmas one was a Friday. Again, with our schedule, I think I talked about it yesterday morning, like Fridays make more sense for us, like just in life. And I've noticed sometimes a lot of things happen on Wednesdays, like during the week politically, for example, tonight. So I'm going to be heading over to New Bedford, the former place I used to work, New Bedford Guide, Fall River Reporter. They're hosting a debate between Brian Shortsleeve and Mike Keneally. Mike Minogue refuses to participate, and I'm going to give you my take on that in a minute. And Mike Sylvia invited me to go back. This will be the first time I've seen Mike since he let me go. First time I've been back in the studio. And I think it's an important, not white flag, because we weren't at war. We weren't at war with them. But listen, you get fired. Who gets fired and wants to go back? You know what I mean? Well, if you're in a better position than what you were when they left you, you want to go back. It's like, do you want to show up at an event at your kid's school when your ex is there, when you've got your new guy with you and you look great? Yes. Do you want to go back to your old boss where he fired you, where he was paying you peanuts, and you make money now doing it on your own? Yes. So it works. And I'd like to go. I mean, I could have taken you with me. But remember when I did like that campaign meeting and it was like Bunny After Dark, or I had a show and it was just like disjointed or whatever. So this just makes sense for this week. And then we'll look at it and we'll see what happens. Basically, I reserve the right to change and do whatever I want because I have a mantra and it's I do what I please and I do it with ease. There are buds on the trees in my neighborhood right now, and that is a wonderful sign. Okay. So there's that. Second, last night I don't know how or why. Well, I went on my YouTube and I went on to click and see if anybody was live. I needed a comfort show last night because I was getting into bed and I couldn't sleep. And I went on lives to see if anybody was live at that time, and the answer was no. And so then I went, some lady just waved to me and I don't know who she is. Maybe she's a bestie and she's listening. If that was you, good morning. I see you in your puppuccino. So I just got the smell of gas. I just got like a smell of natural gas. Huh. Anyway. Okay, so I don't know, whatever. I went on YouTube and then I just started clicking like in my search bar, and then shows that I recently searched pop up. So I clicked on Jimmy. Jimmy wasn't live. I didn't see anything from yesterday. And then I clicked on Kim. She wasn't live, but she had a show. So I clicked on it. And I clicked the comments first, right? You know, the comments, not the live ones, the comments. And something was there and it was just like, we would miss you if you were gone, Kimberly. And I was like, bitch, where are you going? So I got to the show and I was listening to it or whatever. And I got to the end and somebody put a comment on the screen and it said, I guess this is the guy she left her husband for. And she was doing a split screen with Montante, right? And I don't know, like, I know Kim must have it in her, right? But admittedly, I don't watch a lot of Kimberly shows. I just don't have the time. And so I am sure there, if you're a Nurse Kim follower, I'm sure you can give me a litany of examples of when Kimberly asserts herself or goes off. I think Kimberly is like a softer human than me. And like only when really provoked does she like show teeth. But the way she put this on the screen and she directly pivoted to like basically telling this person off, right? But I was there's a fucking woodpecker. The way that this person had the audacity to put this comment up, I was mad for her. And she like said something and I screenshotted the comment and I circled it in red like 50 times. And then I texted her. Hold on, I'll tell you what I texted her. Because again, my friendships are content. I don't do it for that. I'm just telling you, I would like to share with you what I did, whether you know her or not. Sir, your truck is too fucking loud. Oh, it's a bus. Get those kids to school. I circled it and I said, I will find this person. I will stab them. I will report back to you. You will get vengeance. She responded this morning. She goes, Jessica Lynn, I just dropped Liv off at school, but I wanted to tell you that waking up to your text this morning made my heart pitter patter. And then she goes, fuck that cooch. Now, there's a part that she ends this text with. She says some other stuff. And to be quite honest, like, Kimberly, nothing is private with me unless you say it's private. So I'm going to share this. because I have to, because I would do it if it wasn't you. Like, I would share this with everybody. She like goes off about this whole thing. And at the end, she goes, she goes, she goes, just, hold on. I have to focus. She goes, just let a girl get dicked down by Montante and live her best life. Amen. Put it in your bio. Getting dicked down by Montante. Just let this girl live her best life. Get dicked down by Montante. I can't. It's hysterical. The way that she says it, and I can hear her say it in her voice. I was just like, fuck it. I'm screenshotting it and I'm going to make it my goddamn fucking screensaver for my show today. That's it. I don't know who it was. Maybe it was somebody I know. I didn't even look at the name. I don't know who the person was that did that or said it, but she was like, I will fucking shut the fuck up. It's like some people don't, the audacity. It's very funny. Hold on, I have to do one thing and then we got to go get coffee because I'm just still not quite right. I'm still not quite myself. Baby, where the hell is my husband? All right, let's gather these dogs and then we'll talk about a couple of other things. Quincy, there it is again. What is that? That's peculiar. Sir, I know that you're enjoying your time on this bed and you're in the sunshine. You don't have to cry about it. Hi, we're going to go inside now. I let you out when I come back with my coffee. Where's my baby boy? Come on, let's go inside. We'll get a treat. Reagan, mommy has to go. Come on, let's go back. You can come back. Come on. You want a piece of pepperoni? Come on, let's get some pepperoni. Quincy, Reagan. He's an old man and it takes him a long time to get up now because he's old. And we don't like to talk about it. And because Reagan is white, he's like a completely white dog, as you know. You don't see the signs of aging the way you do with like when I had my golden, when I had Lincoln. You don't see it because they don't have dark fur. So Reagan, I'm sure, looks way older, but you just can't tell. Let's get some pepperoni. Good morning, Sam Rothstein. Good morning, Gingy. All right, we have to give pepperoni first. We got to pay the cheese tax. The best pepperoni in the world. They're the best cappuccinos. Sit. Sit. Show me sit. Good boy. Good boy, Reagan. Extra for Quincy. Extra for Reagan. All right. Please. Oh, Jesus. Hi, Sam Rothstein. You little legend. You ready to eat? He was like hanging up in his in the reeds. How about shrimp this morning? That sounds scrumptious. You look particularly pretty today. Hey, Gingy. Gingy, you keep your tank so clean. It's so beautiful. You're so pretty. She's saying hi. She sees you all. Okay. But in all honesty, fuck these pets. Like, they're all eating sweet treats and snacks first, and I haven't even had a society yet. Like, what? I
I'm glad I made the decision to wear shorts. We should do a proper 24 on 24 in 1 second. Let's just get in the car. Everything up until this point has just been stupid, dumb, baseless content. Jeffrey and I share a vehicle because Jeffrey has a truck for work.
An excuse, like too many details.
So he has his own car. But, you know, like if he's going out at night to grab cigarettes or something, he takes this one. It takes so much to adjust the seat in this car from when my fucking gigantic husband is in it. Like, the seat is so far back, and we have to, like, lift the leg part. Then we have to pull the back up. Then we have to adjust the steering wheel. We have to put our feet down and see if that works. It does. All right. Good morning. Welcome to 24 on 24, the premier #1 show in South Coast, Massachusetts. ChatGPT says nobody does it better. Nobody does it better. Isn't it funny? The second I get into this fucking car, I just turn on. I was sleepwalking through the show up until 2 minutes ago. I was sleepwalking. Getting dicked down by Montante. I'm so excited to just go get coffee. Do I open the windows or do I turn on the air conditioning? A serious question. My car is showing that it's 66 degrees. What do I do? Let's open the window. I just don't want it to be distracting to all of you. All right. This sounds like the summer playlist should be activated. Jeffrey probably already has a summer playlist going. All right. So, Bunny After Dark is going to be moved to Friday this week anyway. It's open for discussion on whether or not we keep it there. But this week it's on Friday. Tonight, we're going to watch Aiden, Turtle Boy Carney, do what he does best, which is put on a YouTube presentation that usually gets all the views, is funny, entertaining, and he can fucking hold a fucking audience like nobody else can. We're going to do that tonight. Morning. It's my neighbors. They're like, there's that crazy bitch on her fucking phone again. They know what I do. That's right. I know you know. I know. This Friday on Bunny After Dark, it's going to be a special limited one-time edition of Bunny After Dark because we're having a funeral for Kane. Kane is able. Kane's Corner. Anything Kane related. I told you this when I was talking about Kane, and I said I was going to bury him. Well, we're literally going to be doing that. We're having a funeral for Kane. If you think I'm fucking around on this, I'm not. Did I text Jimmy last night and say, I'm going to need you to be a priest on Friday during my show? Thank you. And I will send your priest collar to your door shortly. I'm not kidding. I also reached out to a bunch of people in the Minifan network who hate Kane, and one of them wrote us a fucking eulogy that you will love. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding about this. I mentioned on my show that I needed some sort of Spanish lace veil, and one of you sent it to my motherfucking house. And it is beautiful, actually. It's exactly what I envisioned. It came to my house yesterday. So, where are we at with the funeral services? We have a priest. We have a venue. We have a eulogy. We have pallbearers. We have mourning attire. What else do we need? We're going to need a video montage that plays on the screen with heaven music playing in the background. Working on it. Working on it. Mima opened that package with me. She was very excited to open the packages that came in. 3 packages came in yesterday. Hold on. Let's get this coffee. Let's get this bread. Let's get this. All right, hold on. Hold on.
Hi, welcome to Time. Can I get for you today?
I would love a large iced white chocolate pistachio made with whole milk.
Is that all?
Yes.
Right, 7:49 at the window, thank you.
Thank you. A bumblebee almost just flew in my car, and I am shocked at how much I kept my composure. It's bumblebee season. Don't get upset. They are just trying to pollinate. One of my favorite movies is Bee Movie. Just so you know, Bee Movie is one of the funniest movies of all time. It's so underrated. It's so underrated. It's Jerry Seinfeld, Matthew Broderick, Renee Zellweger. Oh, so good. So funny. It's so clever. Oh, Jerry Seinfeld is just so lucky to have him during our generation. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right. Which one of these cards? I'm a little confused because they're all sitting here together. Let's do, I don't know. Even that's funny in itself. Good morning. Let's do this one. Black and yellow. Yellow and black. Yellow and black. What? No. You didn't take my order. I was shocked to see you.
Downstairs, grab 20.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah,
Looks great.
thanks.
And you got a fresh new shirt?
What?
That shirt looks new.
I don't know, actually.
It looks crisp.
You Friday, stay Friday?
Let me ask the chat. Chat, straw today, yes or no? Yes.
Yes, it's Friday.
Straw day. Thank you. Amber, have a great day. Sorry, this show has been a dumpster fire all morning. Oh, somebody's singing. Somebody's singing in there. It's a vibe. So what was I saying? Oh, funeral. Yes. So I will contact our in-house funeral director and funeral home owner, Amy. Listen, I hope it's not like sacrilege to be like making fun or whatever, but like this is coming from a place of like healing for me, right? So we're having a funeral for Kane so I can bury this and I can move on. Right? Does that make sense? Shout out to anybody that actually has to have a funeral. I mean no disrespect, and funerals are traumatic, but just let me do this as like a creative outlet. Is that okay? Thank you. Hold on. Well, this fooled me. I came right here. I gave my order. I paid, and now I'm just sitting here, and I can't really talk because they're watching me. It's in the name of healing, Dr. Trey. I agree. Thank you, Derek. Have an awesome day. Bye. Chat says bye. I am thinking that the smell of gas that I was smelling is actually possibly gas from pumping gas with my Nike slides because the smell has followed me. Nobody should take offense. Yes. How did we get to where we are with Kane? Happy to give you the Cliff Notes version of that. And then Kane was obviously Kane, right? Did our whole thing. Kane started to piss me off. I noticed he was being like a little bit weird in the chat or whatever. And I figured out it was related to me adding Pat Ford as a mod. Let me just make it very fucking clear. I wasn't even thinking of Kane when I added Pat Ford. In my opinion, the Minifan Network, they all have like these beefs with each other, but they're all still friends. It's not like the Karen Reed world where we fucking hate people, right? And like we fucking dox them and shit. They're not like that. They're all like, they all hate each other, but they're all bros. They all do shit together. They like, you know what I mean? Like, at least I didn't determine that there was any real lines in the sand. They all fucking kind of get along under the umbrella of like Kirk's mental illness. So for me, I was like, I didn't think there was like shots fired by putting Pat Ford in here. You know what I mean? Like, I think they all just kind of make fun of each other. They're guys. It's very different than what we do, or at least what I do. So anyway, I think he started to get a little weird. Now, that's been confirmed to me because he since said that I put his mortal enemy on my show, and that is upset to him. I think Kane was very angry. Pat Ford became a mod and was like getting some traction in the chat, and people started to like Pat Ford, and Kane couldn't handle it. So we started to like get a little bit of a fucking attitude. And there was another thing that he did that pissed me off, but not enough for me to like draw a line in the fucking sand. But the real issue is that he retweeted my post where I showed Jen Altman saying that my show last Friday wasn't funny. And he said, there's some truth to this. And we're going to talk about it on my show on Monday. And he doubled down on it. And it was like, yeah, it wasn't funny. It wasn't that funny. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm not saying like you can't have your opinion. I'm not saying you can't. I don't want to tell people what to do. But is there no fucking loyalty here? You don't make fun of me. You can't make fun of me like that. You can't say my show sucks. Not publicly. I fucking didn't say your show sucked publicly. I actually fucking lied. I rallied it on. I encouraged people to be there. I'd be like, oh my God, hi, this is great. Like, fucking stupid. You can't do that. So, again, it's the same fucking shit. It's like everything is kosher until you fucking do something to me. And there's like, this is Horizon social chart shit. You know what I mean? Like, this would move you fucking down. So I just got pissed and I said it and I was like, fuck you, we're done. I'm going to ruin you and you're never going to be on the internet again. I like did my own fucking spiel. Essentially telling him like, I'm never coming to your show again. I'm never going to encourage my followers to go there. Good luck. You're going to be back where I found you with no fucking views. And even in a worse situation because you were stupid and you left the Minifan network and started your own channel so you could monetize, but nobody's going to go to it. I can't even find it. So now it's a bit. Now we're going to have a fucking funeral because he went and he's allowed to do this now. Now all's fair in love and war, and we are in war. But this is a baby war. It's just a baby. This is a baby war. This isn't a real war. This is like give me an example of like a baby war. This is like Venezuela. Like we went in, we fucking took over, and we fucking left. That's it. This is Venezuela. This is my Venezuela. Essentially. Like it's not that big of a deal. We're not sending in fucking tanks and fucking, no. So this is a little thing. So, and also I can't associate with Kane on my show anymore because he's dumb. Because saying that my show on Friday wasn't funny is stupid. It was literally the funniest show I've ever done. My laughing was genuine and sincere. It was in its rawest form. Rarest form? Rawest form. It was, my laughing was in its rarest form. Did I say rawest form? Bitch. Like I was cackling. When I get in my head and everything is funny, it's funny. And everything was funny. Jimmy, everybody was funny. And then like he said, Paul wasn't funny. Like Purple Kool-Aid drinker sucked. Well, I mean, yeah, compared to Jimmy, everybody sucks. Nobody's as funny as Jimmy. The funniest fucking part of the whole fucking show is when we were all done and Jimmy didn't leave the back room and he came back on and he's like, all right, so let's talk about it. That was the funniest fucking shit of the whole night. So anyway, we're going to have a funeral for Kane's Corner, his dumbass show that nobody's going to listen to anymore. And I'm psyched. We're just going to make it a thing. If anybody wants to work on a digital card, you know, the cards you get when you go to a funeral that you take home with you. Somebody wants to work on that, feel free. Feel free. And then we will never, he is now, he's in the likes of the enemies. And then, like, he's so stupid. He, like, shares a screenshot of somebody messaging him that goes, like, oh, Jess turned on you too. Like, the person, obviously, like they want to commiserate in their like dual hatred for me. And he's like, no, I love Jess. I love her show. He like screenshots this conversation and posts it like that's going to like make it better. It doesn't matter, dude. It doesn't matter. In my mind, you're already talking to like MLP and fucking Jen Altman and all those people. And because you're such a weak ass motherfucking individual, you will eventually turn towards them because you can't do anything by yourself because you need fucking attention. I got you clocked like you fucking read about, dude. I'm saving it all. We'll talk about it at the funeral. We're going to give you a proper send off, my man. Proper send off. You know that little gif where you got like the 6 Nigerian black men holding a coffin and they're like fucking dancing? Like, we're going to do that for you, my friend. It's the perfect send off. It's going to have blacks and Jews in it. The two things you hate the most. We're going to make you really uncomfortable as we send you off to your final rest. Fucking Meredith next week. Something weird about this coffee. I'm not sure exactly what I'm dealing with here. What are these people on the street? There's these kids walking. Are you guys in school? Go ahead. Somebody's. Oh, they're taking pictures. Oh. I follow you on Instagram. How are you, Miss Troutman? Nice to see you too. Of course, I'm doing a live stream, just so you know. And I said, oh, what are these people doing? And I was like, I know what they're doing. You do a wonderful job. You're so inspiring for them. It's so missed, like in schools. So
You should see them when we get out of classroom.
they love it. They thrive. This is wonderful. Nice to see you. That is Miss Troutman. She is the photography art teacher at the high school. I think the name on Instagram is something. I'll try to find it. She is one of those teachers. So here we are. It's 8:42 in the morning, and she's got kids outside with cameras, and they're just walking around taking photos. Like, she is one of the people that gets it, that learning should take place outside of the four walls. And I see her inspire kids all the time with art. They did a wonderful project. I don't want to misspeak it. If you couldn't see, she came over to the car. I stopped in the middle of the road to let them cross, and I popped my head out, and she recognized me because our sons used to be friendly when they were little in elementary school. And like, all kids, they kind of lose touch. But her son was friends with Jack. And of course, I follow her work. But she's one of the rare teachers that just get it. And they did this really great thing where they built like a telephone booth in the woods where you could go and make a call to heaven. And I can't really explain it. And I'm sure there's some sort of like history to it or why or where the idea came from, but it's like a telephone booth where you can go and you can like talk to people who have passed away. And they created this thing, and it was like beautiful. And I don't know the timing of it, but a teacher at the high school that they were all very close with committed suicide last year, I believe. And that telephone booth came in handy, I think, for her and for others. I will see if I can get some information about it. It's somewhere here in town, in the woods. And you can go talk to the people in heaven. A wind phone, is that it? I don't want to misspeak about it. Anyway, that was her. And what a wonderful thing to see of her outside with, I don't know, just love it. Absolutely love it. All right. And also, this teacher that I just saw, she had cancer. Mrs. Troutman had cancer. And I believe is in remission. I followed the journey a little bit, whatever was posted. But you know, she's just got just such a wonderful like outlook on life, you know. Well, I guess that's all putting in perspective. I shouldn't shit on anybody right now on this show. I guess I'm gonna have to fucking tighten that all up. That maybe that was God's way of saying, Jessica, you don't have to go so hard on Kane. He's gonna fail on his own. You don't need to do it. Never mind. We're still doing it on Friday. It is what it is. It's a skit. It's a bit. We're doing it. We'll do it live. Do you guys know what I mean when I do that? And I say, fuck it. We'll do it live. Do you know where that's from? From Inside Edition? You guys know? Because if you don't, that must sound stupid. But thank you, Bill O'Reilly, where he's like getting ready and he's waiting for the teleprompter and they can't get it and he's trying to tape it and he's like, fuck it, we'll do it live. Okay, good. Great. All right, so that's Friday. Yay. I don't know about anybody else, but it feels like fishing weather right now. Should we go get bait? Maybe we should just go get bait and get out there. Ugh. I'm not going to fucking Tiverton bait in shorts. Gotta look a little respectful. All right, we talked about Kim. We talked about Friday. We talked about a little bit about, listen, Aiden had to get his whole thing in. I guess it got done. I read it. I gave him some ideas. I gave him some feedback. He wrote some stuff down. I noticed it was added. I think he's, well, I'm not going to get into that. I basically am saying this. While it seems like there is so much on the line here, right? That if this order gets issued for her against him only. So Meredith O'Neill gets a restraining order against Aiden for a year. Let's walk through it. You got a year, right? You got to be worried about breaking that and having your bail revoked and getting charged and new charges, right? He's been through all this. It's going to be stressful. Do I think he can do it? Yes. Yes. I think he's got way better people surrounding him now. There's no fucking Jen Altman. There's no, like, he's good. Like, I think he can do it. He's got wonderful things happening for him. He's got a beautiful house. I just saw a dog that looks just like Reagan. That's crazy. I know he doesn't want it, but like, okay, if it happens, you can do it. You can do it. Sucks it'd have to happen. You have to wait a whole year. Speaking of that, next month is the annual court hearing I have in regards to my restraining order against Grant Smith Ellis. So this has been in effect for 2 years. Since the first trial, it got issued, and it was an emergency order, and then it got extended and then put in place for a year. I went back and asked for it to be renewed again. And now I will have to go back in front of a judge. I don't have it. It's on my phone, but I have it in there, the date in May, and ask whether or not I want it to be renewed or whatever. So here's how I view this situation. I don't let anybody's thoughts on this influence me in any way, shape, or form. It's a personal decision about this. I don't talk a lot about it in a lot of ways, but there were a lot of things about that situation that I have like a little weird feelings on, like that aren't good. And they're putting the docs in today. So the docks are going in the water. Morning. So, so here's the thing. None of what happened that day with Grant was contrived, pre-thought, pre-planned out, or anything like that. Okay. Grant's behavior leading up to that day was already problematic. You know, I will never normalize people that act that way in public, that are confrontational, that say weird things, that do like sexual things, like that act weird. Like, I'm not normalizing that in a work environment. I'm not. And the day that this happened, where he ran towards me, he put his hands on me, he lied about me. He lied and said that I put my hands on him. That's dangerous behavior. And if I'm going to stay in this industry and I'm going to cover court cases, and if I don't have a restraining order against Grant and he shows up there, there is always a chance that that behavior can be seen again. And I understand that like the court of public opinion right now towards Grant is like better than what it ever has been. I hear you on that. And I'm just going to be honest with you. Like, I don't forget things. I don't forget how he treated me. I don't forget his hands on me. I don't forget him accusing me of touching him. And that is a very dangerous situation for me. Like, how do I know that Grant doesn't have some sort of like plan for retribution? How do I know that Grant, maybe he's on medication right now and everything seems stabilized, but during that time, it wasn't stable. It was very unstable, actually. There's a difference between being an antagonist in a story and being what Grant was, which was unhinged, inappropriate, unpredictable. And I'm like, I don't ever want to experience that again. So for me, the protection is in the event I ever go to cover a court case. And because Grant does similar, I want protection in case I am in an environment where he may show up. I don't want to be around that. And that's it. I don't want to be around that ever again. I have absolutely every right to say this was traumatic enough for me where I would be worried. I wouldn't be able to focus. I wouldn't be able to live tweet because I'd be watching Grant and worried about if he's going to go off the rails again. I don't know. I mean, if he shows up there and he wants to defend himself and he wants to say, you know, I'm a changed person or whatever, like, it's up to the judge. But there isn't even a question to me about asking for this to be renewed. I don't think it's impeding him on doing anything in his life. He's able to live his own life. We don't live near each other. We've never interacted with each other. The only time he's ever been near me outside of court is in the courthouse for this order. So this is like for me and my protection in case. Now, like, if I stopped covering court cases, right, and I was like, I'm never going to be in a courtroom, I don't think I would need it. But as long as there is an opportunity for me to come across him, I'm not doing it. And I mean, I guess it's the only way I can say it is like, you didn't go through it. You know what I mean? So, I understand people like Grant now. I understand Aiden himself has said, you know, hey, Grant, I'm warming up to you and stuff. You know what? That's crazy to me because Grant was the person right there shitting all over Aiden in his absolute worst when he was in cuffs after being arrested and being taken into custody. And Grant wanted that money shot. And I would never forget that. Maybe there's some sort of strategy on why he has to say that, but like, I would never forget that. Although that in itself is not enough of a reason for a restraining order. The restraining order is because of the behaviors that occurred between Grant and I that accelerated and that crossed multiple fucking boundaries. And I'm just not doing it anymore. So as long as there's a chance that he could be covering these things, I'm not doing it. I mean, is Grant in law school? Like, what if Grant is an attorney somewhere and I show up there or something? I mean, I'm not going to go to his space and do whatever. But like, this order does what it's supposed to do. It protects me from somebody. So I'm going to be protected from somebody who did some crazy shit. That's it. So that's coming up. This other thing with Aiden is very different. This is a coercive control. So anyway, we'll see what happens. So I think the paperwork that Aiden needed to turn in, his summary, needed to be turned in by 8 a.m. this morning. And then the judge is going to go and get it, and then is going to have some sort of a decision by Friday. I'm sure the judge has been working on it. He's watching videos and things like that. The only thing I want to say, and I'm not going to say anything else about the judge or anything like that, the technical side of hearing 2 restraining orders at the same time does not work. And I agree with Aiden on this, and I don't know how much of it he's talked about, and I'm sure he will. I 100% agree. Hearing 2 sides, 2 restraining orders at the same time is a disadvantage to the person who goes second, especially in a matter like this where it's so long and complex, because I'm not sure it went the way it was supposed to go, right? And I understand the judge has a very difficult job right here, but like, it needs to be separate. Does that make sense? I just think it needs to be separate. And they got the advantage of all of that time in the beginning, and then Bradel has to carry it up at the end, and it goes fast, and it's just, I'm not sure that it was fair. And then I said to Aiden, well, maybe you can just go back and ask for another order later. He's like, you can't appeal it. Once it's denied, it's denied. You only get one shot. And that, I think, is what was kind of weighing on him yesterday, that he didn't get a real fair shake at it. And I'm sure we felt that way too. I mean, the judge himself said he needed an aspirin. I don't know. I thought the judge was great. I really thought the judge was great. So I'm sure he will talk about it on the show tonight. Last night I did a class for StreamYard. So I just want to say, like, there was no other reason for me doing this other than, like, there were a lot of people who would say, like, they want to do shows and stuff. And I was like, I didn't get help. Like, it'd be nice to help them. Then when I saw, like, the Cyber Chick thing about how she grew her channel under the umbrella of mine by being a mod for me, you know, her thanking me for the visibility and that she monetized, and I was like, well, I did that. It was off the back of my hard work that she was able to do that. What she does with it now is up to her. But there was no doubt that what she was able to accomplish as far as views, monetization, was because of her working as a mod for me. And I recognize that aside from, like, what I do here, like talking and Bunny After Dark and the journalism, that there was an option here for me to, like, get other people to that position, but in a different way. So I came up with this idea where I was going to just basically teach people how to do StreamYard and YouTube. And I put the word out. We got like 210 people that signed up for this. I didn't know how else to do it other than to just put everybody's name on a spreadsheet and start at the top from when the message came in you wanted to participate, and start at the top and take the first 30 people. I didn't know how else to do it. Like, I didn't want to do a lottery. I mean, I did the first 30 people. The first class was going to be a StreamYard class, so I'm just going to show you what I do on StreamYard. The second one is going to be YouTube. The third one is just going to be kind of like tying it all together and all these things like that. I've been working on it. I didn't want it to seem too, like, structured. I just wanted to kind of talk. So here's how I think it went. I actually think it went terrible. And I think that everybody who was in there will probably say, no, it was great. I thought it was not good for me. Which is really, it's an eye-opening thing. So first of all, we had 30 people in the class. I think we were up to 27 people. A couple of people didn't show. A couple of people said they couldn't come, and I sent a message to the next in line and they were able to join. But I think we had like 27 people. So my idea was, you're going to go through 3 classes together. Let's all introduce ourselves. Tell me who you are, where you're from, and what your plans are to stream. And listen, you've got 30 people. If everybody spoke for a minute, that's 30 minutes. But some people spoke for a little bit longer, a couple minutes. So now we're into like 45, 50 minutes of intros. And I started to feel pressure that I wasn't going to be able to like get through this in a reasonable amount of time. So I felt upset that I was already off my schedule. I'm sure they couldn't see that, but I was mad at myself. I was like, we should have done like another class where we just did intros and talked and then got into the business. So that. Now, I had already gone through, I had already taken notes about things I wanted to talk about. But once I opened StreamYard and shared my screen, I felt kind of stupid because there are things on StreamYard, I don't know what they are and I don't use them. And I was like, I guess maybe I should have like done homework so I could show them the whole experience. And so then I was like trying to compensate for that. And I was like, this is just what I use. This is what I do. When I produce a show, this is what I'm using. And I'm not sure that that's good enough for them. Maybe they deserved like an actual like class in StreamYard. They didn't get it, essentially. They just got me showing them my screen and me going, I don't know what that means. Oh, that I use that. Oh, I've never used that. It was stupid. I'm dumb. But I worked through that, and then it went long. I mean, it was supposed to be from 6:30 to 8. It went from 6:30 to 9. Shout out to the lady that was in there. I won't name her. I'm doing the introductions, right? And there's a couple people left. And she interrupts and she goes, when are we getting to the StreamYard stuff? And I was like, what? When I'm fucking ready, bitch. When I'm done listening to everybody tell me about their lives. Like, shut up. Nothing for nothing, but she left eventually, but like, what? Get the fuck out of here. Dick down by Montate in the chat. DDBM. Is Kimberly here? So listen, I gave my first rundown of how I use StreamYard while I'm on my laptop to produce Bunny After Dark. And listen, I'm not saying I did the best I could. I did. I shared everything. I showed them what I did. But it was a good opportunity for me to realize that maybe it needed to be done a little bit differently. I certainly got no complaints from everybody. A lot of people said it was like great and they were very interested to see that and they hadn't seen it before. Moons of Miami was in the chat and I was just like, this bitch does not need this. Like, she does not need a tutorial from me. But I'm glad I did it. One of the other things, let me back up a little bit. You got 28, 30 people on a Zoom call, right? And everybody's on camera, ready to go. And I don't know what to expect. I know that there are 30 people here that want to learn how to use StreamYard so they can eventually stream on YouTube. And I was like, I'm interested to hear what or why you're here. And I will tell you that of all of the people who were in the class, everybody had a different reason for wanting to stream. Everybody. Although resin came up more frequently than I would have ever expected. Like resin, like resin, like the clear stuff, resin. Everybody had a different reason for wanting to do a live stream. We had a stay-at-home mom who wanted her own source of income. We had someone who experienced loss of a child and wasn't really sure, but wanted to maybe talk about it. We had someone who wanted to talk to boomers about Medicaid. We had a couple from Texas, the husband and the wife, they want to do a fantasy football live stream. Like every single solitary person had a different idea. And I guess my biggest takeaway is people are creative, people have wonderful ideas, and I'm very lucky that those people are a part of this community. And there's a space out there. Your people are out there. And so the goal is to get you up and streaming so you can find your people. You know what I mean? And you can be in a community that you can thrive in, just like I am. And it was great. And I have to joke that the biggest fucking thing, I can't stop thinking about it. Spicy Misty was there, okay? Spicy Misty was in the chat and she was in the class. And she's the biggest hype person here every day. And I absolutely love her. And she's always in the chat and she's great. I mean, she essentially takes our agenda for the day, right? Right. So Spicy Misty's turn gets up and she tries to talk and she can't because she's muted because she's on her phone, right? So we're waiting and she finally gets on. It's at the end, right? It's at the end. And I'm not sure everybody was on because I think we were at the end and we were done and she could finally talk. I think there were only like 7 or 8 of us on there. And this bitch turns her phone around and shows us she's got computer screens up. Spicy Misty wants to do live unboxings because she is a professional full-time Amazon reviewer for Vine. Spicy Misty gets products and reviews them and then puts up honest reviews on Amazon. And she does this full time for a living. And I am obsessed. And the way she started talking about it, she turned her screen and she showed us like this fucking CIA setup of computer screens where she's got all of these items that she has to put in for. And like, I was like, what kind of operation are you running, bitch? Like, what are you doing? I swear to God, my face was just like, Spicy Misty is an Amazon reviewer? What? This is her full-time job. She does about 20 unboxings a day. And now what she wants to do is she wants to live stream the unboxings. I was like, say no motherfucking more. You understand, like my unboxings on my show came from when I used to watch Dave Portnoy do unboxings during COVID and they had me in a chokehold. That is where I got the idea. And this whole time, Spicy Misty, my agenda holding woman in the morning on my chats, she's unboxing every day in her house that she redid her kitchen. What? She's and she keeps all the things. Like, I would watch it. I actually told her to stop talking about it. Wait until you get on your channel. I will tune in. That will get more views than Kane's Corner and fucking KMS combined. Who knew? What a plot twist. So my takeaway is I am not equipped to help these people. That they all are like, oh, I want to have these great ideas. Jessica, help us. I can't really help them. Thankfully, StreamYard is a small part of it. They have a homework assignment. Their homework assignment is to go and start StreamYard account. Start StreamYard, sign up for the free StreamYard, and go into the recording part, not the live stream recording, and record something a minute long and bring it to class next week. Next week, we're going to talk about the YouTube side of it. And I said I was going to share what my dashboard looked like and all of those things. I spoke with Jimmy yesterday. I told him what I was doing. I think Jimmy said genius. And I asked him if he would help in some way. And he said, yes, he would love to. And he said, you know, nobody else is doing this. And maybe we're not good at it. And maybe we don't know what we're doing, but we're going to try and we're going to figure it out. And then maybe it'll turn into something else. You know what I mean? At a minimum, what I said was if all 210 people ended up going through this program, and I don't know how we're going to get that, how we're going to get through that because we're doing a class a week, right? So say we do the first group, it takes 3 weeks. Now you're done. Now we start the next 30, 3 weeks. We may have to figure this out. I'm not sure. Logistically, it'll take us all summer. But I thought about once we get to the end, and everybody has gone through the class and all 200 people have learned StreamYard and started a YouTube channel. Say one person goes live, everybody goes and into that live. Now you're starting a show with 200 people in your chat. And just as a reminder, shows like Cyberchick they never have 200 people in their chat. right? Like they don't have that. So you're starting off with like a foundation of a whole group of people. Now, maybe some will fall off, but let's just say 100. You got 100 people who all have channels and you can all hype up and cross-reference each other. There's 2 people that were there last night that they're going to do a show together. They met while they were talking and they were like, let's do something together. Like Heather that's here all the, I don't know if Heather's here right now. Heather's in there. She's like, I just like to talk. Like what? Like, I don't know. It's like empowering people to do what we do and just try. Not everybody's going to say, maybe I just want the education part of this. I just want to know how to do it. Some people are going to, who knows? You know, like Jack and I were talking about it because Jack actually really believes like there's something there. You know what I mean? He's like, this should be a class being taught somewhere else. You know what I mean? And I'm thinking about doing it at libraries, like local libraries. They have to bring in guests all the time. And I could go in and just like teach and you get paid for that. They pay you like $300 for an hour to go in and talk to the community about something that can help the community. There's something there. Jack really believes like there's something there because I'm comfortable doing it, whatever. Anyway, he's like, are you worried that you're going to inspire or teach somebody that is going to be better than you? And I was like, no. I said, because what if somebody is, then that's like somebody that I'm connected to. Why wouldn't I want to be connected to somebody that does well? So it's a win-win for me, unless I suck at this and everybody's like, this is the worst thing I've ever done. I'm never doing this again. And then we just won't do it. We tried it and that's it. So we'll see how it goes. I have no idea. I'm trying to figure it out and that's it. I just realized that the person over here is somebody that doesn't like me. Anyway, I just think that if you don't start it, it has no chance to even grow. And what if we just connect people and bring them together? I said to Jimmy, I was like, what if everybody at the end, we do like a big get together and like we all have channels going and we all like share content for the other person. And it's like one big fucking community of people that have like, that's crazy. It's great. It's crazy. It'd be great. And it's growing and like, you never know. So anyway, that's what I think. That's what I think. And I don't really know if it's going to work and I don't know if it's great, but in the meantime, I think let's try. I can't believe I just opened this text message. Hold on. Hold on. Wait. Funeral lady. I can't. Amy, let me message you as soon as I'm done. Oh, poor Kane. All right. So anyway, that was last night. And while I didn't feel great about myself and my teaching, I thought I was going to kill it. I was like, oh, I'm amazing. It's different when you're in there and people are staring at the screen and they're like poised and taking notes and waiting for you. And you're just like, oh, I should have done this differently or whatever. So I appreciate them all giving me the graces. I continuously said, you're the inauguration. You guys are the experiment. So unfortunately, but let them look back and say, oh, remember that one time we took that class and just sucked? Onward and upward. Well, there's a person on the side who's been listening the whole time. Hello. He's smoking a cigar. 9:14 a.m. Good for you. Highway Department is down here in Somerset and they are putting the docks in for the summertime. It's almost boat season. SZ. Bye, everybody. Oh, they're having their breakfast. All right. Anyway, so that was it. There were 2 coffee tables here yesterday, and now there is one. Why wouldn't you just take both? Now that one's all by themselves. All by myself. Don't want to live. Oh. I'll just show you. Did I do this already? This is the other house in Somerset that. This is the house of the guy I went out on the date with that owned he owns the car dealership. And my younger sister set me up on a blind date with him. He owned that house. He doesn't own it anymore. All right, so no bunny after dark tonight. That's distracting me. No bun after dark tonight. We're going to do it on Friday. We're going to have a funeral service for Kane. Anything going on Twitter tonight? Tonight I have an event. Aside from it being a Fall River Reporter thing, it's Mike Keneally, Brian Shortsleeve. They're the Republican candidates that are running for governor. So I'm just going to give the basics in case people don't know. There are 3 Republican candidates running for governor. Mike Keneally, that's my guy. Brian Shortsleeve, nice guy. And Mike Minogue, not a nice guy. Those 3 guys are going to be in a primary in September, and the person who wins the Republican primary is going to go up against Maura Healey, okay? I've been talking about this forever. The certain kind of candidate to go up against Maura Healey has to be elected that can beat her. I understand Mike Minogue can beat Brian Shortsleeve and maybe Mike Keneally. I get that. Right? Because motivated Republicans are going to go to the polls in September and they're going to pick their guy, Mike Minogue. That's our Republican guy. Yeah. Mike Minogue can't beat Maura Healey. It is dead man walking. He can't beat her. He's too far right. He's too Christian. He's anti-abortion. He's too rich. This is like a charity case for him. He cannot beat her. And he will get trounced in the polls, and you're going to wake up the day after the election in November, and fucking Maura Healey is still going to be your governor. And for 4 years, she's going to be able to further destroy the state of Massachusetts. I don't want to scare anybody, but be fucking scared about what this fucking bitch can do in 4 more years. What she's already done now. She let in tens of thousands of Haitian migrants and is literally paying for them to live here. Please don't ever close your eyes and think like my state is okay with Maura Healey in charge. It's the opposite. Go to California, see what a disaster it is over there with fucking Newsom, and go, okay, we are like currently in that situation. It's going to get worse. So, like, don't get me started on this. We need to get her out. Number-wise, data-wise, whether you like it or not, tough love, spoonful of sugar, only a moderate Republican can beat a Democrat in Massachusetts for governor. Charlie Baker was your guy. Charlie Baker was a Republican, and he could beat the Dems, okay? I am telling you this right now. The people who got Charlie Baker elected twice in Massachusetts are the people behind Mike Keneally. That is Mike Keneally's team. It is the same people. And I don't know if they don't like me telling that or whatever. I don't really care. This is go time. This is important stuff. The people who are fucking supporting, running the campaign, that are aligning themselves, getting involved with Mike Keneally are the same people that gave us Charlie Baker. And as much as a lot of people didn't like Charlie Baker, every fucking one of you would have taken Charlie Baker over this fucking bitch. So stop. Hard stop. I don't care if Mike Minogue makes you feel good. I don't care if Mike Minogue wears tight-fitting shirts and lifts weights on fucking camera. That's clickbait shit. That means nothing to me. What matters to me is that not only is Mike Keneally a good guy and he is a Republican, he can beat Maura Healey. He is a very comfortable Republican around Democrats, and Democrats like him. And that means Democrats will vote for him. But more importantly, unenrolled people will vote for him. Unenrolled people are not going to find Mike Minogue an attractive candidate because Mike Minogue is anti-abortion. Whether he says, "Oh, I'm never gonna change anything in Mass," doesn't matter. Nobody wants to put a guy that's anti-abortion and like is all about it in charge because they'll be scared that something's going to happen. Like, you can't do it. Listen, I talk to God every day. We talk about how important it is to have a relationship with God, okay? But nobody wants God stuffed down their throats, especially liberals in Massachusetts, okay? They don't. And everything on Mike Minogue's Facebook is about God, and he's quoting Bible verses. And that's never, I'm not saying that in a mean way. What I'm saying is that will not win an election in Massachusetts. That is a fact. There are going to be things about candidates you're not going to like, but you have to look at this in a strategic way, a smart way. Mike Minogue cannot get people unenrolled or Democrats to vote for him because he is so far right leaning. Mike Keneally can. Also, we're having this debate tonight. Mike Minogue won't go. He's not going. Mike Minogue will not debate Mike Keneally. He will not debate him. Do you know why? He doesn't think he has to. He doesn't think Republicans deserve him to debate Mike Keneally because he thinks it's in the bag with Republicans. The reality is that he is terrible under pressure. There's a video out there where somebody asked him a question and he gets all like flustered. He has not had to prove himself with questions off the cuff and wants to be governor. And then he wants to go up against Maura Healey. Are we going to get the same? Is he not going to debate Maura Healey? Is he just going to say, like, I'm not going to debate her? I need people to understand a candidate that won't debate people that they're running against is a coward. You're a coward. That's not confidence. You're scared. And what it shows me is that you don't have the skill set to debate anybody. Because let me tell you something. If you're that great of a candidate, if it's in the bag, if you think that everybody is going to vote for you, get on a fucking stage and show us, big boy. Show us what you got. Give it to us. Bury them. Bury them in the debate. Get on that stage tonight and put fucking Short Sleeve and Keneally in their place. You can't. This sounds really very basic and rudimentary. He can't. He cannot be in a room with these guys and be asked questions and debate them. I like Brian Shortsleeve. He is a nice guy. I sincerely wish that Brian Shortsleeve would have stepped out and let Mike Keneally take on Minogue one-on-one in this. And I really thought that was the right honorable thing to do for Massachusetts. And I don't know if Brian is laying a foundation for maybe the next governor's race and he just wants this name recognition or whatever. I don't really know. Holly Robichaud is the person behind Brian Shortsleeve's campaign. And that's old Republican politics in the state that really just don't work anymore. And I really thought that if Brian stepped away, it would be better for everybody. Whatever. Put Shortsleeve aside. Nice guy. He's not the guy. Mike Keneally will and could absolutely run circles around Minogue in a debate. And that's really why Minogue doesn't show up. He knows what he's up against, and he is never going to be on camera getting owned by Mike Keneally leading into the primary. It's actually the exact stance that Democrats take. We don't need to debate. They also are scared about the memorialization of words that they say off the cuff or under pressure during a debate going viral, right? And if you don't know your stuff, if you're a fraud candidate, if you are in it for the wrong reasons, if you have millions or billions of dollars and you're doing this as some form of philanthropy, you're going to get caught on a microphone saying stuff that is probably going to end up going viral. It's going to get clipped. You know that the Keneally team has got guys sitting there that are going to record everything you do, and they're going to clip your shit, and they're going to share it all over the place, and you're scared, and so you're not going to go, and it's pathetic. And I'm going to tell you something. Bristol County is red, okay? Every single community down here voted for Trump. And if Mike Minogue isn't going to come to Bristol County in a debate with the two other Republican candidates, then I'll be damned that I'm not going to talk about it. It's cowardly. Where are you going to be tonight when you got two guys that are down here answering questions for everybody down here who votes? You think it's in the bag down here for you? It's not. It's not. So that's where I'm going to be tonight. I've been invited to go and watch the debate. It's not open to the public. It's going to be streamed live on Fall River Reporter's Facebook page. I will probably go live from inside there so you guys can see a little bit. I'm hoping to see, well, I know the Keneally team will be there, but maybe get some video and talk to some people for you guys to see these candidates. You know, as much as I say I'm not really doing politics, I'm going to eventually take a break. I said it's after this election in November. It's campaign season now. The weather is warm. These candidates are fighting for our state, and they deserve attention and coverage. And he's having an event in Acushnet. So he's in the town over from where this debate is going to take place. Great. So why don't I just not go to the event and go to Acushnet where he's having an event and just get him on camera and ask him why he's not down the street debating his opponents? I am going to check on Moons as soon as I go in the house. When I'm done with this, I'll go inside and get in front of my laptop and see what's going on. I didn't realize that Moons was still blocked. I thought it was just like a 24-hour thing. I don't know. I did speak with Pat Ford. His text messages on this phone, he's mortified. He said he didn't even know what he did. And then she was blocked or whatever. So I will go fix it. That's crazy. So he's going to be down the street. Inbox me his event information, please. Let's go pay him a visit. Take my phone out, and just be like, "Hi, there's a debate going on down the street. You going to show up? You want to, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Oh, hold on. Hello? I'm in the driveway. Okay. Right now? Oh. All right, I'm home. No, Georgia didn't go to school today. She's still sick. Well, she had like a low grade temp yesterday, and then she didn't go, like a low grade temp. Like it was like nothing crazy. Like it was like 98.7 or something. She's usually not even there, but like she just can't lift her head up. She said her head hurts, her legs hurt. So she stayed home. So I just went and got a coffee. I'm doing my live stream. I'll be in the house in a minute. All right, bye. Got a Nancy Guthrie update? Don't fucking call me, Mima, unless you got a Nancy Guthrie update. Get that girl checked for tick disease. Fun fact, or not so fun fact, both Julia and Jack at separate times had gotten bit by a tick and had Lyme disease. So Julia, she was 10. And it's so funny how both of these scenarios are so, I remember almost everything about them. She came home from school and she laid down on the couch and she's like, "I'm so tired." And I said, "You have practice tonight." She was playing softball and it was in the summer league. And she's like, "I don't think I could go to practice." And I called Ron and I said, "Kid never misses practice. She's tired. She can't get up off the couch." And Ron was like, let me talk to her. So we talked to her to like try to get her to go. And she was like, I don't feel good. And I was like, okay. So she didn't go to practice. The next day, whether there was no school or a Saturday, I don't remember. We went to the beach and she wanted to go. We get there and she's just not herself. And the girl that I was with, she said, what is that on Julia's back? And it was a bullseye rash. And she said to me, that looks like a bullseye rash from a tick bite. And instantly, as soon as she said it, I was like, shit. But it was on Julia's back, so she never would have seen it. So I took her, we left the beach and I went home. Jason and I had just separated like that April, so it's the summer. I dropped off Jack and Georgia to him. I took her to the doctor. They did blood work, and sure enough, so she had to go on like an antibiotic right away. And she was better, but she had like elevated numbers of something in her like kidneys or something. I don't remember. So she had to continue to go get testing. And eventually, like very shortly after, she was fine, right? She was fine. Fast forward to several years later, we're living here in this house. And Jack was saying he didn't feel well. And it was like odd. Like we couldn't figure it out. I brought him to our pediatrician and the pediatrician was just like, he's just fatigued, you know, he's not feeling great. Keep an eye on him, you know, whatever. Brought him home. And the next day he said, I can't move my legs. Now, not one part of me thought like that was serious. And he got out of bed and he tried to walk and he fell on the floor of his bedroom and I fucking lost my mind. And I called Jeff downstairs and I was like, dude, he can't get up. Like he can't walk. He can't get up. Something's wrong. Like he's paralyzed. Like I was like, what the fuck is happening? And Jack was crying and I was like, what is happening? And Jeff had to carry him. And I think Jack was in 4th or 5th grade. He had to carry him down the stairs to the car. We drove to the emergency room. We get in there and the lady said to me, I think we're going to test him for Lyme. And I was like, no, it's not Lyme. Because in my head, I had another child that had Lyme. I never even knew that like that was a thing, that you couldn't walk or whatever. And I'm in the ER and I'm panicking because he can't walk. And that to me was like, I thought there was something neurological, like something wrong with this. Like I was losing my mind. I was getting mad at everybody, including the ER doctor. They were taking it very seriously, but like I felt they were going down the complete wrong path. And shortly thereafter, they came back in and they were like, he's tested positive for Lyme. And it's really bad. And I was like, that's impossible. What do you mean? And the female doctor, like sat me down and she's like, you need to shut up. Like, I'm telling you, this is what he has. This is what is going on here. He is going to be treated immediately. So they admitted him and put him on an IV antibiotic. And I couldn't believe it. I was like, how does it impact whatever? It took him weeks to recover from it. And when he finally did go back to school, he was on crutches because he didn't really have like strength in his legs. It was the craziest thing ever. And then both of my kids were tested a long time afterwards to make sure that they were okay. And eventually they were. But I always wonder about like the long-term effects about that. But, you know, I guess somebody's saying in the chat, you should check her for Lyme. I mean, I guess I could. This kid, she does go to school at Bristol Aggie. I am crazy about ticks here. Crazy about ticks after those 2 circumstances. So great mention. And thank you for mentioning it. I will check her. The other thing too is I'm just, you know, Georgia is around people, school. She's now working with the public. You know, I'm wondering if she just caught something. I mean, listen, I can assure you, nobody monitors my sick kids more than me. It's probably obsessive. And I don't wait to go to the doctor. We just go. So we're going to see. Two things. I completely forgot she wants me to get her a Dunkin'. So let's go get her a drink. Let me ask you a question. Is any I would like this. I don't know if anybody would do this with me. Does anybody want to go and hold signs for Mike Keneally out in front of the debate tonight before it starts? I know that's like a very niche thing to ask, and there's not a lot of notice. But I think I would like to do that. Does anybody want to hold signs with me for Mike Keneally? I should have thought about that in advance. Oops, let me put my seatbelt on. Well, let me throw it out there. If you would like to let me go, sir. Hold signs with me. I won't, see, this is the thing. I won't be able to let you in because, so you'd literally just be going to hold signs, which some people don't mind doing, but if you want to go and hold signs, text me. I may drag Jeffrey to it. Oh, no, I can't. Jeffrey has his guitar lessons. Boo. All right, let me think about this. I am also picky about signs. I feel candidates should have signs readily available all the time. I stole a Mike Keneally sign from an event I was at. They had it out in front, and I was like, can I take this? And they said, okay, it's on my fucking front lawn. I like rep my candidates whenever I can. So I have a Mike Keneally sign right on my front lawn. I wonder if they would allow me to make Keneally merch, because the other night I designed a t-shirt that says Governor Keneally on it. I just would like to do my own merch. Can I do that? Are they like protective of their brands and their candidacy? Can I just make my own merch? Let's get Georgia.
How did we get to that?
Hi, can I do a medium peach energy and an order of hash browns? Let's do, I don't even know which. Let's try this. What does this say? Good morning. Give us more info. I'm teaching my son about politics and voting. Well, we're in the middle of, thank you. We're in the middle of campaign season for our gubernatorial candidates. Most local candidates are done with their elections right now. Thank you. Dayton had theirs, Somerset had theirs. So we're done. I've run for office 3 times. I ran for school committee twice and lost. Although from the first time to the second time, 1 year to the next year, I doubled my votes. I didn't have any of the platform I have now. I had nobody really knew me back then. So, and then I ran for town moderator out of spite, but I didn't really run a campaign. I am going to be running for state committee in 2 years. State committee is, thank you. Have a good day. State committee is, this is a little known thing a lot of people don't really talk about or don't know, but state committee is, so Republicans and Democrats in Massachusetts and everywhere, they have a thing called state committee, and they essentially kind of like govern the party for the state. So the Democratic state committee governs the Democrats, and not governs, but it's their group, and the Republicans have one. Each Senate district in the state has two state committee members. One is a woman and one is a man that represents a district as outlined by like whoever makes these districts. So for every district in the state of Massachusetts, there's two women. One represents the Democrats, one represents the Republicans, and then there's two men. One represents the Democrats, one represents the Republicans. Where I live, we have a state committee man and state committee woman. Boomer Amaral is my state committee man. My state committee woman is Kayla Churchill. You, wherever you are in Massachusetts, you have a state committee man and a woman. You should know who they are for your party. Those individuals are charged with overseeing things called the Republican City Committee or Town Committee, or the Democratic City Committee or Democratic Town Committee in your community. We have a Republican Town Committee. We get elected at the ballot. So it's an election, right? Your election, when you go vote for your presidential primary candidate during an election year. So every 4 years, we get on the ballot and then people vote for us. You can add people to your committee in a regular meeting, but to establish your committee or revamp your committee or take over your committee, you have a ballot and people go out and vote for you, like at a regular ballot. I'm an elected person at the ballot. Those groups are in charge of running meetings 4 times a year. And then whether you're a Democrat or Republican, your job is to really help people get elected in your party for local office, state office, whatever. So my committee does that, and everybody should have one for each party in their community. And usually the Democrats outpace Republicans. There are many Democratic town committees and city committees, and there are very few Republican city and town committees. We established ours because there wasn't one. And when I was running for office, there was no committee to help me. And I was like, well, if I can't get elected, then I'll start a committee that helps elect people. And that's what we did. We ran candidates. We got our state rep elected. We got people elected for different seats in town, and then we help whatever. The state committee man and woman for each district oversees those people. So Boomer Amaral and Kayla Churchill oversee all of the committees in their district. My district includes Dayton, Freetown, Swansea, Fall River, like Westport. It's a whole group of them. And then they are supposed to support us and help us or whatever. Kayla Churchill doesn't do that. She actually, it's the opposite. And so I'm going to be running for that seat in 2 years. So only the people in my Senate district will vote. And if Kayla Churchill runs again, it would be me on the ballot against Kayla Churchill. Only Republicans can vote. So a Democrat can't go to the polls. But you would be able to pick or vote if she chooses to run. That sounds like her funeral. I will obliterate her. I should have ran against her the last time, but I didn't. And she's ineffective. She doesn't do anything. I've done more for our party in our district than she has. And she's a terrible, terrible leader. So unless something really changes dramatically in like my life, I will be running for that seat, hopefully get it, and then represent my district at a state level and then help all of those people. It's a little different. If I'm running for an office and Democrats don't like me, that's a hard fight, but it shouldn't be a hard fight for me amongst Republicans. There's like, I'm like the premier female Republican in my area. Like there's nobody doing it down here like me. So it should be I say an easy win, and I would never approach it that way, but this is about like who does the work. You know what I mean? So there's that. It's 9:43. I'm going to go inside. I'm going to check on Georgia. What happened last night in regards to what, Conroy? I need more. That's vague. If you have ordered merch, I just want to let you know every single solitary merch item is in process. There's nothing sitting in the queue. We have a great system going. I noticed like over the past couple days, everything kind of like stopped for some reason, and I'm not really sure what was going on. Nothing was moving, but I checked everything last night and everything is moving. So all of those merch items are moving. There are some things from the merch store I'm going to be taking down. There's some merch that I'm going to be putting up. I've got a ton of t-shirts because it's t-shirt weather now. I found 2 other companies that have a variety of styles, namingly the most important thing, a sweatsuit. And I know it's summer and it's not the right time, but I had been working on a sweatsuit and pajamas, bunny pajamas, and those are going to be coming. So I'm going to be moving and arranging things a little bit differently. And also I'm just going to be throwing out a bunch of fucking merch that I've had ideas for. I don't really care if they stick or not. I need to buy them for myself and that's it. So I'm making them. Let's see. Aiden's show is tonight. My show is going to be Friday. And I think that might be it right now. I have not been on X yet this morning. I haven't been on X. I don't know what's going on. I like to know what's going on. Unfortunately, because we had court for Aiden on Monday, and listen, I think we were just dealing with the residuals of that. Kelsey Fitzsimmons had a hearing yesterday, and from what I have gathered, I'm going to watch that this morning. I also got a call from Courtney last night, but I was teaching my class, so I couldn't connect with her. It looks as if, and I'll leave it to the chat, that Kelsey Fitzsimmons is allowed to see her child. And that is obviously what we knew was going to be the next step. And did somebody just say that Pat Ford did a Spaces with Obach last night? What? Melanie Little show has a new intro. So it's funny. Emily C said that Melanie has a new show intro. So I just, well, Emily didn't tag me in this, so I wouldn't see it. Hold on. That's fine. Down on the social horizon chart you go, Emily. I didn't get tagged in this. You tagged everybody else, but not me. Huh. Anyway, so that's why I try not to read my text messages because it gets distracting. Oh, in regards to like show intros, you know, a lot of times something will happen on a show. I would like to highlight that in like a video, you know what I mean? So as shows go and funny things happen, like you want to add them. I need to work on that because we've had so much stuff that doesn't get highlighted. As much as I love the intro, like the bunnies intro in the morning, it's just a picture of like coffee cups and stuff. Like that song should be to video. You know what I mean? I've thought about that before many times. I also need to do that. It just takes a lot of work. Today is also the anniversary of the Boston Marathon bombing and subsequently what happened after that when we essentially shut down a whole city to find people like nothing.
Mike Minogue won't debate this Wednesday in New Bedford.
Hold on.
This is the 12th debate or candidate forum that he's done. I know how much you love to fly in your helicopter, Mike. You can hop in, fly down, and land right here in New Bedford Regional Airport. I'm sure there's a spot somewhere for you. Come to think of it, though, you don't even need to do that. You're already going to be in a cushionette later that night. That's practically right down the street. This isn't complicated. The voters of the South Coast and across the Commonwealth deserve to hear from all of the candidates. They deserve a real debate, not someone who's going to hide in the basement or, in this case, in his barn. We saw that with Joe Biden. It doesn't work. You want to be the governor? Then show up. Take the questions. Defend your record. I'll be there. The voters will be there. The only question is, will you?
So that's a video somebody just sent me. That's Sean Oliver. He's a New Bedford City Councilor. He is the running mate for Brian Shortsleeve. Nice guy. I've met him several times. He's at events where I'm at. Can I just be honest with you? I'm pretty positive he was a registered Democrat for a long time. I don't know how I feel about that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not so sure how I feel about that. I don't want to get into it. But anyway, he put up a video and he's basically calling it like that and saying, like, what the heck? You know what I mean? Like, I can't look at my phone when I'm doing lives because I get, that's okay. Somebody had just sent it to me. Amy funeral. Good morning, besties and bunnies. I want to send a huge shout out to our very own funeral lady, Amy Rigtrup, for this amazing gift. I was the lucky winner of the Bestie Verse painting. Bestie! Amy Rigtrup was doing a paint by number of the Bestie Verse logo, and Carrie Ann, she won it. She said that it's even more exquisite in person. I got to pick it up yesterday, and she got to spend a few minutes chatting with Amy. She made a donation to Kelsey in honor of the painting and her court win yesterday, one step closer to her hugging her beautiful boy. I'm listening to 24 on 24, hanging the painting in my home office and feeling so thankful for this group and for the friendships we're making along the way. Hope you have a best day. That's in the Bestie Verse. The painting is actually pretty crazy. It's good. Look at that. I like being able to see like the inside of people's like spaces. What's that rainbow thing you have off to the left-hand side? Okay. I can't look at my phone. All right. Anyway, so that's where I'll be tonight. I know it's short notice about holding signs. If you want to, let me know. I'll probably, I don't know if I can do that because I'm technically there as a reporter. Like, so I don't know. I have to think about this. But anyway, I'm going to go check on Georgie. Thanks for joining me. This was a very chaotic 24 on 24. I should have never stayed in bed. Like getting back into bed was weird. Like, that's just not me. And I was laying there and I was like, I can't even be energetic if I'm lying here. I've got to get up. So we're going to go deal with Georgia, see what's going on with that. We're going to touch base with Mima. She's going out in the wild today too. And then I'll be at the debate tonight. I will most likely go live on my way there. Stay live as long as they're okay with it while we're getting going. I cannot go live while it's happening, but I will share the stream that it's happening on if you're interested in watching it. And for some of you, this may be your first opportunity to like see and hear from these guys out in the wild. So let's do that. I'm going to read the chat when I get in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for following. Oh, let me take 1 second. I wanted to check on something. We hit 1.5 million views like over the course of like the Aiden hearing the other day. And so I wanted to acknowledge that. It feels like we just hit 1 million views not too long ago. Like literally we did like that 1 million views thing. And it was like, how did we hit 1 million views? Well, we're already at 1.5 million that fast, which is crazy. And so it happened while we were covering the Aiden hearing. No doubt that's thanks to people like Melanie Little who are sharing our stream. So thank you for everybody for that. In another really big milestone for me, which feels like it's taken a while because we kind of plateaued, we're 13 followers away on X from hitting 45,000 followers. That's crazy. Seems like a long time ago we were at the 40,000, but we're almost at 45,000. So if you're not following me on X, get an X account and go follow. I only need 13 more followers. And that'll be another benchmark. 45,000 is crazy. So 45,000 there, 1.5 million views. We surpassed the 10,000 subscribers. We're at 11. I don't know. Haven't checked these things in a while. Let's take a look. We're at 11,500 subscribers on its growth every day. Growth. I gotta do some legwork on the Pat Ford situation. As much as I think it's funny and everything like that, I'm doing spaces with Obach is wild. You know what I mean? I don't know. That sounds a little crazy to me. Reagan's going crazy. What's going on? Why are we barking? What's the issue? All right, let's listen to our favorite song and I will see you guys later tonight. Thanks.
It's all your favorite Jess Machado songs on one CD. Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth, say goodbye to Jack. When I leave for Bunny After Dark, I'm not coming back. It's all the hits you've always loved in one place. Just so everyone knows, it's alright because I got Jeff his new guitar. And that's okay, cause my family is the best thing for me. Whether you're singing in the car by yourself or hanging out with your besties, there's a song for everybody. How much is that coffee at Society? Last week it was 50 cents less. How much is that coffee at Society? I don't care if this causes a mess. Recruiting seagulls, dishing about politics, or just straight up gossiping, this is the CD for you. One low price of $19.99. The chat I can't see. I'm driving and the sun's in my eyes. I love 24 on 24. I said I'm getting all the views. Sorry, Brian and Crawford, I told you before. Don't fuck with me, I'm a Fall River whore. Don't fuck with this Fall River whore. All songs, all decades, all moods, all Jess. I got a new life, you'd hardly recognize me. I'm so glad that Kayla Churchill and Jen Altman are not in my life. I don't care about all of my stupid haters. That is right. Eat my asshole. I saw the sign. It opened up my eyes. I saw the sign. Get out of bed and call today.